I'm back. I have another video, another deck profile I might as well do. I'm bored. And just something I like to do is just build decks that like I couldn't when I first got into the game around 10 years ago. And so like I've had this for a while and just something I put together just off of ideas of like what I could do for a Constellar Tellarknight list. And this was made before the support that was announced that like conjoins them even better. We'll get started. I need a 30 ultra, so I don't like mismatching on principle. This is always treated as a Constellar card, and if a Tellarknight or a Constellar is normal summoned while I have this in my hand, I summon it. When summoned anyway, I get tag a Tellarknight spell from deck to hand, and those are hard onces, so I guess it's okay. 2. 1 Altiron. This is the other Tellarknight that is treated as a Constellar. And when it's summoned, I pop cards on the field up to the number of light and dark exceeds that I control. And if a Teller or Constellar is special summoned to my field while this is in my grave, I can summon it. And then I'm only allowed to attack with exceeds. This is okay at 1 and is arguably cuttable, but he is treated as a Constellar, so he stays. And I feel like you only really need 1 because you can dump it with a Knuckle-Eye. And so yeah. For Tellarknights, we have 3 Deneb. On summon, searches the Tellarknight except itself, hard ones. Whenever it's summoned, need 3. It's funny this card's still $5 10 years later. 3 Nuclei. This I could cut to 2 or 1. When summoned, I dump a Tellarknight card from deck to grave. Hard ones. When it's summoned, just helps dump things to make graveyard plays. So a bit of that going for it. And then the Constellar Tellarknight Caduceus rank 4 can add back 1 Constellar and 1 Tellarknight card. So this also plays into that. Could play 1 or 2. 2 Altair. Playing 2 just because it's the Grave Revival card. On summon, whenever summoned, target a Tellarknight in your grave, summon it in defense. Doesn't negate the effects, and I can only attack with Tellarknights the rest of the turn. Hard once. Deck is very slow, or can be, so we want that card to help prolong the games, and we don't just lose right away. 1 Vega. On summon, summons 1 from hand. Hard once on that. A lot more accessible, a lot less demand for this card because you would rather take stuff from grave anyways, and that way you maintain a okay hand advantage. And yeah, so I like that 1. And 1 Procyon. I discard a Tellarknight and I draw a card, so it cycles the back one, or like a bricky one that you've already used for that turn for a new card. That's all for the Tellarknights. 3 Constellar Pollux. During the turn I normal summon it, I can normal summon an additional Constellar. And you only get that effect once per turn. So I can't normal, and then normal a 4th time. I only get once. Still, the card's really good. And is a good starter. 3 Algagi. On normal, I special level 4 Constellar from hand. Another starter. Deck is kind of lacking them, and this card kind of helps the Constellar engine go live because the Tellarknight can sometimes lag. So obviously could probably cut that card to like 2 and you wouldn't miss it because it's all it does is summons. 2 Caduceus. If I control Constellar, I summon it from my hand, and then during the main phase I'm allowed to add a Constellar spell or trap from deck to hand. And a Constellar Exceeds gains the additional effect Constellar Exceeds gains the additional effect if it uses this as material. If it battles a leg or dark monster before damage calc, you banish that opponent's monster. So the card is really good at removal. And this you could play at 3 and it would like actually matter and come up. So can adjust that. 2 Sombre. This card is old and one of your only good grave cards. And you banish a Constellar from your grave, then target a Constellar monster in your grave, add to your hand, then you can activate this following effect. This turn you activate this effect to normal summon an additional Constellar. So dump this to grave somehow, exceeds with it, dump it, and then you get an additional normal. So you're normal summoning 2 to 3 times a turn. And so this card's just good for hidden arsenal archetype. 2 cows. Twice per turn, I can target a Constellar increase or decrease its level by 1, so it helps you level modulate the Pleiades. We don't play the rank 3s, so with that we just want to make Pleiades as many times as we can. Or the other Tellarknight rank 5s. So there's not really a good way to search this other than like Tenki, and we don't want to play Tenki for 1 card. We're past that point in the game's history, so play 2. 1 Sheraton. On normal, I search a Constellar, and so this will search Caduceus. Caduceus will search a spell that level modulates this, and I'm allowed to rank 4. So 1 card combo. 3 Siop. If the opponent controls a monster and I don't, I get to special this from hand, and then I can target Constellar I control in my grave and make this card's level the same as that monster. And I can only summon Constellar Xyz using this, or if I use this card as Xyz material, it can only use Constellar, or only be used to make Constellar. Oh my goodness. A good starter going second. And no, it's not level 4 or 5, but this is one of the only good options coming from this archetype that is kind of just forgotten. So I like it at 3. That's all the monsters. It's very monster heavy, but that's kind of just the idea behind it. Is like in the lore they're connected, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna do it in paper as much as I can. For spells, Constellar Tellarknights. This card's insane. When it's activated, I can special Tellarknight or Constellar monster from hand or grave. And then the other stupid effect, I can target a Constellar or Tellarknight Xyz and summon from my extra deck a Constellar or Tellarknight Xyz with a different rank by using that monster's material and transferring the materials underneath it, and it's treated as an Xyz summon. And you're only allowed to activate this card hard once per turn. So it extends, and then it enables extra deck play by ranking up into whatever. So this card is crazy. You only need the 2 because it's searchable with Lyran, the Tellarknight, and Caduceus. And so you only play 2 because it's really accessible. For the other Constellar spells, Constellar Star Chart. Once a turn, if I Xyz summon a Constellar Xyz and I control this card, I draw a card. So it represents triple Upstart Goblin. Heavy air quotations because it can be slow. It plays into Droll, but I just like to have fun when I play. Just play test against myself. So I don't like Droll. I play 3 of this. You could be like, oh, just play Upstart instead, but this resets every turn. And if I draw into it mid combo, I play it and I'm allowed to draw into another card and maintain this on the field. You could realistically probably cut this to 1 and then play 2 actual cards, but I'm just enjoying Constellar. 1 Twinkle. Target Constellar you control. Increase its level by 1 or 2. And if it's in my grave, I banish a Constellar monster to add it from grave to hand. And that's a hard once. So this is how you level modulate. And we only need 1 because we're going to search it pretty early on if we don't need this. And then this is like, if I have this, then it's like, okay, we'll go for this card. Last Constellar card, Constellar Tempest. Very one more, very like, why are you running this? Can be very cuttable. During my end phase, if I control 2 or more, or I target 2 Constellar Xyz, detach all their materials and then half the opponent's life points. And that's a once per duel, but then like every standby phase, I can target Constellar and Ixies and a monster in my grave and attach the monster from the grave to the Ixies on the field. Barry Winmore could cut it, wouldn't miss it. For Tellarknight spells, 3 Skybridge. Target Tellarknight control, summon a Tellarknight from the deck with a different name. Shuffle the first target into the deck, and while I control the monster summoned by this spell, I am locked into Tellarknight summons only. Hard once per turn, but can dodge Baylor Imperm, so somewhat relevant. Very relevant, actually. The lock doesn't matter because we have a way of breaking out of the lock in engine and then doing Constellar plays. And then Tellarknight Genesis. Destroy spells and traps on the field equal to the number of other Tellarknight cards I control. It says cards, so it counts the continuous spell. No, they're just... I can already search so much Tellarknight spells, Constellar spells. This is just an option. It's just MST. Very meh, just a very meh card, but the archetype is meh. That's 40 in the main. That was all I was able to build to get consistent. Like, I know I'm going to summon multiple Ixies in the same turn. I'm not trying to FTK with the Ptolemaeus. I just have all these cards and I wanted to build something fun. For extra deck, 2 Praespy. Once returned during the damage step of either player's turn, when the Constellar I control is attacking or being attacked, I detach and boost that monster by 1,000 until the end phase. So this will go 34, or your other Xyz will get bigger. And this card is just, it's just fun. I like it. 1 Omega. I can detach on quick effect, and then all Constellar monsters I control are unaffected by spell and traps this turn, so it lances my entire board, so that's nice. And realistically, you probably only do 1 price, but multiple turns, breaking boards. Omega is cool. 2 Pleiades. Everybody knows this card. 2 level 5 lights. Quick effect, detach target card on the field, return it to hand. And this is good at 2. And there's no hard problems on, like, I level modulate enough that, like, I do make both. I know for a fact I can make both, so that's all you really need. 1 Constellar Tellarknight M7. I can also exceed someone by using a Constellar Exceeds, but then I'm not allowed to activate the effect that turn. I can detach 1 target monster on either field or in either grave and return it to the hand. So this card will get back materials, its removal, like get back engine from grave, remove a card from the field. So good option to have at least 1 of. For Tellarknights, Stellar Knight, Constellar Diamond, 3 or more level 5 light monsters. You can also exceed summon this by stacking it on top of a Constellar Exceeds on the main 2. And while it has material, neither player can mill cards from deck to grave. And any card that returns from the graveyard to the hand is banished instead. And when the opponent activates a dark monster effect, I can detach material, negate the activation, and destroy it. Card's fine. It's ultimate rare first ed because this card was just like so mesmerizing as a kid. Like, I can't believe like an alternate summoning condition for this archetype exists. How can we make it playable? So I like it. So I have it. Hard to say if this will come up, but like it's a 27 Bage. We don't have a way of going beyond 27 really, so just work with what we have. Eclipse Cleanse, because it's a light warrior, I just threw it in. Like, this could probably be Starleash Paladynamo, because rank 4. 1 Tellarknight Ptolemaeus. Just here, because, you know, it's unbanned and it belongs in the deck. I don't have a way of making, like, guaranteed have a line that, like, matters for this. And I don't know how to do the turning skip. Like, I haven't looked into it, but like I just have the card. Again, have the ulti because it's like the card's unbanned. I may as well just pick it up. And that was before I realized before the new support was announced. One Trigger. I see summon, bounce support back to the hand. Can detach one, rip a card from the opponent's hand, and then if it's sent to grave with material, I target Tellarknight in my grave and summon it. So card breaks boards, hand loops one. You only really need one. 2 Delteros. When it's summoned, your opponent can't activate cards to effect. Or when I summon monsters and it has materials, the opponent can activate cards to effects. So that they can't like Veil or Imperm, Ash something when you summon like a Deneb. And then I can detach one, target a monster on the field, or target a card on the field and pop it. And if it's sent from field to grave, doesn't matter how, not once return, I summon a Tellarknight from hand or deck. It's like I saw a funny replay on Farfus channel where he lost to it, but the opponent looped the Delteros summoning effect like 3 times with like Armored Exceeds. And I was trying to do that, but I couldn't figure out how. And so like that's on me, but like there's a way to be funny with that. Exceeds like glues the whole deck together. Tellarknight, Constellar, Caduceus. Long Xyz summon, target Tellarknight and or Constellar card. Add them both from grave to hand. So this card is insane for grind game. And then once returned, I can detach one, banish a Tellarknight or Constellar from deck. I gain that monster's effect when it's normal summoned. So Procyon, Deneb, Vega, Caduceus. So this card's crazy. This card does so much for the deck, and it was really a good way to tie the decks together. And it's generic, so there's no like conflict. There's no archetypal look. And then Dark Tellarknight Batlamus, 2 level 4 Tellarknights. All face-ups on the all face-up monsters on the field become dark. I detach one and discard one. And special light Tellarknight exceeds by using this card as material. And yeah, this is just a 2 material rank 4 that goes into other things. It's a starter or an extender exceeds, and you could argue for playing a second. It's locked by Tellarknights only, so like grain of salt. But that's the deck list. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace out.